I go until that 34, 35. So they can play it. Yeah. It's about.
Right? That's the thing of that. Instead of playing sword or that's where you're just. So if you cover that distance. Right?
There we go.
All right.
Hold on.
Ooh, look at you. You gonna practice and all that stuff everywhere?
Yeah. With this.
We should be good to go.
It's happening.
We are live. All right. Hey, here. You can come over here for a second. Bring him over here. I don't care. I'm going to show. And everybody on Facebook, I don't care either. This is Calidor. Still fighting. How old?
73. Get off your lazy ass.
Good to see you. That's what I say.
Yeah, I love Calidor. He's like still playing at 73. It's amazing.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I wouldn't say how much I fight at 73, but I'm out here at 73. All right.
All right, let's get some real quick warm-up work. I saw a bunch of people already doing it. Guess what? You get to do it again or pick a different warm-up, especially in the hips. We're going to work a little bit more on working maybe some hip stretches. What we do tends to use a lot of hip because we're shifting hip to hip all the time. I know I get sciatica. My sciatica actually goes into my legs about 90% of the time. Every once in a while it goes into my back. So I'm going to show a real quick couple of quick sciatica moves.
Already done your squats, you can use some of these.
Yeah, these outside rotations are really good.
Bronis, do you do the figure 4 stretch for your butt, for your sciatica?
Yeah, so I'm on the ground.
Pardon
So here we are. Right? So I grab that, keep this leg straight, and then I pull this knee to this shoulder.
Like if you have enough balance, you can set it across and just lean over and squat.
I can show you a variant of that. It's awesome.
All right. Here, let us put you up real quick so that you can show that variant.
Okay.
That one worked for me specifically a ton. I've been doing it for years. My sciatica goes into my knees. It makes me feel like I have knee issues.
Let me know
So
when you're.
can you see me here?
Hold on, we're putting you.
I can't see your legs.
You can't see my. What about now?
That should be good.
Okay. So if this is, so you're doing this one and you're just pulling it forward, right?
Right across to your other shoulder.
Right.
Pull your knee
But
to
if
the
you
other
put
shoulder.
this leg here,
Oh, and pull that. Yes, I've
Yeah.
seen that one.
if you do that, you can pull, but as you gradually bend it backwards, like towards your butt, you're going to feel the stretch right in your quad or right in your ass rather. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I used to do that when I worked out.
It's I learned it when I played squash, and it stopped lunge butt. So there you have it. That's a really good one. And if you
Awesome. Yeah, these are great for everybody. I swear I thought I had a weak knee for a long time, and I ended up realizing it wasn't my. I mean, it was bad enough. I was almost using a cane.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Like he means using a sword.
Yeah. Well, no, a real cane. I walking around and my knee would give.
We would have made you one out of it.
Yeah, we would have made one out of 10, but and
So you could just walk out on the field with it.
the
Now
good.
bend that leg towards your butt. Your straight leg, go slow.
Woo! Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Glad I could
I'm-
help.
At all.
Okay.
Woo! Dang! Oh! All right, I'm gonna do a lot more of these.
I have sciatica too, and that's one of my favorite for my sciatica.
That's good.
Crazy, eh?
Oh my God!
All right.
So so for everybody, just so you know, sciatica comes in two ways. One, it'll come up into your back and it will literally fold you in half,
And go straight through your butt on the side.
and then go through. and it will travel all the way down into the back of your knees, because that band goes all the way down. And for me, what it made me feel like is like I had a weak knee, and then after a while it started aching so bad that I had a hard time putting pressure on it. And then it would come and go sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, okay, that's weird. That's where I finally realized it. And then somehow I was talking to somebody, and Facebook or Google heard me, and it popped up a sciatica ad on Facebook. And I went into it, and I'm like, son of a pup, that's what it is. I did that for about 3 weeks. Everything was good.
Robot overlords are here to help.
That's right. See, there's one of those cases where marketing helped.
So also the working on your core helps tighten all the muscles around to keep your back straight
Right.
on the lumbar to help the sciatica too.
Okay, so and this goes back to core is key, right? And the one good thing is when I had that bad knee where I could, like I said, I could barely walk. I still fought, but because I had such good balance in my legs, as long as I didn't lean over something, I was perfectly fine. I was still moving, I was still doing stuff, but it was the idea is that is what we're teaching here will help that core. So, all right.
We did some squats, we did some stretches.
We did a few squats, gave some people some ideas. Let's go ahead and let's get into our routine.
Run ladder drills?
Run ladder drills. We're gonna jump in
later.
No, we're gonna do the constant motion after the ladder
Okay.
drills.
So, we're going to do the quick run of the ladder drills. Yay, 2-foot run. First one, so, step. 1 foot in the other one. Then go back and do it with the other foot.
Keep it nice and low. Today's a good day to keep focused, folks. Got a nice small group.
This one's quick and easy, so we'll do it backwards.
Keep that head up. Don't worry about the blades of the ladders too much on
And
these.
the other foot backwards.
Let's keep them short and choppy.
Keep your butt under and your back up. Chest up. Alrighty.
Remember to keep those knees bent, folks. Let's get down into those knees and remember to keep breathing.
And while we're down in those knees, that is exactly where you want to be for hopscotch. With the neck, outside and in. Weirdly enough, that one is all in the cat.
And backwards.
Yeah.
Those are always tired.
Yeah. Upside down. I've got your gallery view over here.
Margarita, those look
I
great.
don't know how to make the screen brighter. But if you can
You gonna
get
put
it in
it
the
down there?
shade. Gallery view.
Yeah, those look great. That's the way, Magrat. You're doing a nice job keeping those knees bent.
All right.
All right, we're on to the next one.
Next one, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Doing our basic skier drop step style. So drop open and close the other leg. Always ending up with one in the ladder.
Make these smooth. Your head shouldn't. You should be looking now. You should be all looking straight forward. Make that head smooth and feed him up. And if you notice, like Louis, look how he's not leaning either way. His back is always stacked.
We can do this one backwards. Keeping those hips tucked under here goes a long, long way towards keeping your body up. Like when in doubt, tuck those underneath.
And that's a real thing, folks. That tucking piece,
No duck butt.
we're going to have her show that more often because that's one of the biggest weaknesses on almost everybody. Very hard to tell.
I'm in a shadow, but literally you just tuck this under. I mean, try and here.
There you go. So that's
I'm
duck butt?
exaggerating here, but I mean, it ends up kind of like that. You'll feel the curve in your low back. You want to straighten that curve in your low back out. Tailbone pointing straight down is what we're going for.
Yep.
Because doing it that way, it doesn't press your sciatic nerve.
Exactly.
Funny that.
It'll do amazing things for your low back. So, next one, same thing, but wider. So we're going to jump all the way across the ladder this time.
You don't want to do this?
Get lower down in your stance, makes it easier to get more distance to your side.
I can do that one.
Try to shift your weight before your feet move.
Can I just follow you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Galador's been lucky. He's been vaccinated longer than all of us.
That's right, 1A.
Old age comes first.
Old age comes first. That's right. Right, backwards.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Remember again.
Right here is
Lean.
especially where you want to
Just a
think
hip a
about
little bit
tucking
before
those
you
hips.
go.
Before, okay. Yeah, I was
It'll
watching
keep
it,
you
and
from doing
it's not the
this
same as being in
as
person.
you jump.
And I've been watching them. Yeah, so if you're just here, you can start shifting, then you take a step.
All right, we're gonna give a watch on some people here. Yeah, be careful to hold on a little longer,
A
Bess.
little lower.
So hold those
Careful,
feet.
it's slippery.
Make sure you're in a stance. You should almost feel like you're falling across the ladder.
Yeah, I'm not shifting.
And while you're tucking those hips, that's when we remember back to our stack of books analogy we were using before. Those hips that you're tucking are the bottom of that stack. So you move that and move your whole body with it.
Yeah, that's
It'll all stay nice and vertical and balanced.
Bess, that looks a lot. You see how you're holding or just gliding across that ladder now. Margarita, you're looking great. Angie, you're looking good. It's a little harder in that male, I bet. Oh, that was really nice step right there. Magret, that looks awesome. Can't wait to get you out here and see what you're doing. All right,
Okie dokie.
let's do it.
Up next, we do the shuffle version of our skier. So 1 foot in, 1 foot out again. As I shift, I'm moving the outside leg first. So I end up with both feet in the ladder, one foot together, and then open.
So again, remember, indeed, you can change them up a
This is
little.
outside footsteps. Outside footsteps.
Couple.
So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2.
Come together, and then go apart. Together, and then go apart. So you just add a little bit forward motion. Together,
Screwed up at the end there.
together. So it's literally the opposite order.
And backwards.
Straight side to side.
And forward.
Come together.
Backwards. So the idea here is as we change these, this is what's happening in fighting. Is sometimes we have to change these relatively fast. We'll go a step forward or two, they'll change, and then we have to change to backwards a step forward or two because maybe they're actually changing direction to you.
Always something along this line.
All right.
Backwards, or are we doing the next one? Did I miss backwards?
I
was
did
working with
backwards.
Salvador. Okay. That's fine. I'll catch backwards later. Tic tac, or whatever name.
45, right?
45. Yes, thank you. So, same thing, but add the angle. Now, keep turning that foot as we step.
Yeah, remember to keep turning that foot.
This one might be harder. So it's the same thing, but instead of being perfectly straight, you can just change the angle a little bit. We're trying to go 45. You don't have to go all the way 45. You can go some people. But it's the same thing. We're working on like watching.
So,
Against
try and do
you.
it backwards.
Exactly. So if I'm fighting you, I want to go to this side, and then I want to get over this corner. And then I go out here, then I want to go back over here. I want to work the corners.
those work the calves. That's nice, Calidor.
Oh, keep
There you
jamming
go,
my
now you're
toe
doing a
into
45,
the
yep.
front of my shoe after I dropped a piece of plastic on it earlier. It hurts real bad.
And you can see once you start getting really good, both feet are almost moving simultaneously.
Rimmer, that is excellent. Very sharp.
Thank you.
Remember, you guys have been really, both of you guys know how to do this really well. That's the good part is all you guys have done this with us for a while.
We'll let Bess finish her last run there.
It's the time to push each other.
And then we can hop on to the next one. Alright, next up is our 3-step. So I'm doing that shuffle again, but I'm taking a step forward first, and then I'm doing my shuffle. Step forward, shuffle across.
So,
Yep. Wait over here.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
So when you do this, remember your step forward isn't a step and pull forward. It's literally drop step,
Yeah.
right? You're drop stepping and then shuffle.
Do you know how to waltz?
Pardon? This is a waltz. This is what I was asking on.
So take that
I don't know
first
if you've done
Yeah,
waltzing and ballroom dancing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Step.
Exactly.
There you go. Step. Step with the foot in the box.
Step 1 foot in the ladder. There you go.
And the step, foot in the ladder. There you go.
Perfect.
Bess,
Yeah.
you are super
Step foot in the
duper
ladder.
smooth.
Foot in the ladder steps. There you go. Good.
That's another new one I didn't see before.
Yeah. So then you just do that back. Right.
And then do it backwards if you haven't, as Bronis is demonstrating.
And then if you guys have time, I want back and forth if you can. Remember, we got to change in fighting.
Step back in the ladder first. Foot in the ladder, step back.
Yeah.
Now step over.
Yeah.
Foot in the ladder, step back. Step over. Foot in the ladder, step back.
Back. Yep. Foot in the ladder back. Yep. Oop, foot in the ladder back, and then skip the outside foot over the other one. There you go. Good. One more. Back. There you go. Good.
Ladder shape is just about burned in.
We'll just bring a
Success.
laser out.
That's the way it is.
Just
And
kill
those
the
look really
grass
good.
in that shape.
You're actually gliding through those really nice. Your head stay nice and flat.
Put duct tape on the floor. I want to pull the
Margarita,
duct
those
tape
look really
up.
good.
Paint them too.
The best. Your flow on that is just crazy, girl. That is awesome. Holy crap. I'm gonna focus on you for a sec and just keep doing what you do. I tell you, if you get a chance to take a look at Beth, let's see.
She doesn't want to be shown.
No, I asked her. She
Okay,
said thumbs up.
cool.
So,
Alright.
It's okay.
Are you-
You can show me for this.
okay.
Just making sure.
All right. So how do I do that?
Right click on her
Right click.
video.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
On her,
Oh, on her
actual
video. There we go. Yes. Keep going up.
Hit replace spotlight.
Replace spotlight, not add.
Right.
Come on. All right. Yeah, you're just flowing through those. She's just allowing. Yep. There you go. And you notice she can change even distance with that. And she's doing a really nice job just changing her back and forth, smooth through those.
Yeah.
That's where we're going at, all of us, including me.
Once you have the basics down, you don't have to confine yourself to exactly the ladder squares anymore.
Inside
Yeah.
that nice air-conditioned house.
In
Yeah.
that nice air-conditioned house, that's right. Oh, no air conditioning.
No
Inside
air
our-
conditioning. Just
Oh, in that terrible air-conditioned house.
Well, I hope you
Ouch.
at least have a fan going.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, next one.
Next one is our cross behind. So, starting on the side of the ladder, doing the same
Job,
step
guys.
forward and just cross
Hey,
all
job,
the way
guys.
behind. Get way more side to side. Alright, that's the point that I'm not even using my air.
Gotta try that backwards one.
All of the things. And remember, if you do this one backwards, you're stepping back, and now your leg's going to cross in front, because that's the path that's available to it.
notice I'm really trying, for me, I'm trying to get about a foot outside either ladder. The change-ups on this one are much harder. So, nice side. Those are actually, you're doing change-ups much better than me. Yeah, exactly.
It's hard because you got a double step.
Exactly. Nice job again, Bess. That's it, Margarita. Try to stay careful of turning your hips too much. All right, try to keep those hips still a little bit square when you're doing it. That's better. Good. Just allow those hips to fall. Later on, that back leg actually becomes a whip. So what happens here is,
Within reason.
right.
It can be overdone and you lose control. So
If
keep
from
that
a
in
side
mind.
view, what happens is I'm taking this foot, clearing it in front, and then this foot almost throws across. Okay, I'll do it again. Here it is. Take the step, clear it, throw. Step, clear it, throw. Get back in the line. Here I am. Step, and then I just be careful of doing heel. What happens is you lead with your heel, then your hip turns out. The real idea is to keep that foot kind of straight.
Yeah, you'll note even while he's whipping his foot, his hips stay pretty much forward.
And that's all because of the placement of the foot. So again, if I lead with my heel, you can see how my hip turns back. Here, another view of that. If I lead with my heel, you see how the body turns. If I lead with the side of my foot, you see my body doesn't turn. So keep that in mind when you're doing these. Yep.
Next, we're doing our 4-step. Starting entirely outside the ladder, I go 1, 2, move left, 3, 4 out the other side. Goal is one smooth motion and the feet just are skittering underneath.
Right. The idea, like she said, one smooth motion here.
So I just realized last week I wasn't sure. Are these shuffle steps or drop steps?
So they are.
Feet moving apart.
Yes.
So it's a drop
Well,
step.
Go ahead.
It's kind of a combination of them. We're starting with our feet moving away from each other. So it's starting like a traditional drop step, but then you kind of shuffle and do another one immediately. We're stacking drop steps.
Okay, thank you.
Drop, shuffle. Either think of it that way or it's just drop, drop. And we're smoothing it all out, so ideally you can't tell which it is because it's just a smooth motion. Yes, backwards. Ha-ha.
So this is a good one you could just do on the side of your ladder. Here I am.
And then you get a partner and try and keep up with them and then they throw you off. It's fine. This is how we learn connection and following. Woo!
So real quick on this, I want to show this one because this is actually something Sive does a lot.
Oh.
Everyone watch the video real quick. So, last weekend we had a chance to do a little bit of fighting. And Sive has a really nice range control. And of course her movement is great. Right? So as she's fighting, she's tending to, you can see she's staying right on that edge. She's being a little smarter now.
Well, after we, had a whole talk about it.
So last week what was happening is she would travel this line. So she would start moving, but you can see as it goes outside, she loses that distance if she's still traveling the line. So make sure, if you're fighting somebody that's not moving, that when you're traveling that line back and forth, see how she's stepping, half circling it.
You have to stay on that circle like you do around the pelt.
See, I thought she was being sneaky, making you think that she was keeping the line, but at the end was sneaking slightly closer for a blow. And I thought, wow, that's very sneaky. That's clever.
It was the first time, which wasn't what he wanted me to demo.
Right, so the first time
I did it wrong last week, and we had a whole long talk about it.
Exactly. What happens too is if you stay on that line, you notice now technically her hip is off of me.
Yes.
I'm
Too far away now.
Yeah.
So that's why. Come say hi to everybody. Hi to everybody.
Who is it?
It's Ronvalder.
Hi,
Gotta come about a
Ronvalder.
foot. What is it?
What can I pop? So remember that.
For the whole class?
Exactly. That wrong Balder. He's a mean guy like that. He's just showing off in front of the camera. So yeah, you can see now she can keep her hip, and now she has control. So she can change anytime. See, now she has a drab, and she changed direction. I'm not sure what she's doing. And she's also putting tension on me constantly. Where she ran side to side,
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
now I don't care anymore. Now I care a little, now I don't care. Now I don't care. So be aware.
And I'm wearing myself out without wearing him out too.
Right.
Yeah.
So while you do this, I really want you guys to concentrate on still keeping some tension on your opponent. Again, when we do our 1.5 foot our boxing drills later, that's going to be a big part of learning how to manage your breath, how to manage your energy, and how to move smoothly in a 1.5 minutes.
Next, we're gonna pop into our lateral in and out out. So we're jumping in and out of the ladder. One box at a time.
All right. So that one's kind of a let's move fast drill. That's the way, Angie. Nice job in the chainmail and everything.
Like I'm sorry, I have to show how badass Agnes
Because
is with all the
chainmail looks good on everything. Hey, you look awesome.
Doing all these drills in the chainmail, well done. You are braver than I.
So Angie, we're gonna talk about putting ties in on your elbows.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you how I usually do my long sleeve chainmail. It helps with releasing the pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, we can do that at the end after we like turn off the Facebook Live and have chats about armor.
All right.
Next one is our forward in and out out. So out the side, step in, just one foot at a time.
Nice and fast. In and out. Awesome.
Yes.
And then the other foot.
Yeah, lead with the other foot, whichever one you didn't start with.
And breathe. There you go.
I'm super polite, sorry everybody.
Let's get it backwards.
Yeah, if you got time, do it backwards.
Let's get that workout in.
Remember, chest up, hips under.
Well, I've been watching them, and I did a few of them every day before I lifted or treadmilled or.
Like I think about this time last year is when we recorded the instructional video for the first time of them.
All right.
It's been about a year since you started.
I'm gonna give a watch here. See how everyone's doing. Oh!
That's
Aww.
only a half a chair.
Square.
He's fallen and he can't get up.
Now that's my line.
It's a three-legged stool. He said
Yeah,
just
and
a little too far off
whatever
the
they
side of
did.
two of them.
All right.
Same about me, so
Nice job,
about a year after.
Margarita. That's great.
He must have messed with the nerves
All right.
a little bit.
So everybody, if you need to, I want everybody to take a drink of water right
One
now.
of those things, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Where I know over here it's hot.
Such water. I basically made my entire thing of water be ice when we started so that there would still be a little bit by the end.
Good thinking.
All right.
And then next we're gonna do our jab jumps. So get our little box grounds going here.
I'm gonna watch these.
In the ladder and out. Or if you have a small space, jump from one side of the ladder to the other.
There you go. And you can see, right? There you go. Now her back is almost straight. She's kind of popping in. Yeah, oh man. Bess, you are making those look awesome. Get one foot in front of the other, and yeah, make sure your feet are split. Yeah, and think about that front foot falling in. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Yeah, keep your feet straight going forward. Don't turn them in when you do this. That's better, Margarita. That's awesome. You can see how your body is more presented. Let's see it, Grimmer. Let's see what you got. You better have a jab foot that scares your next door neighbor. Ooh, man. You are totally dropping into those. Your back is awesome. Nice job, buddy. Holy crap. Yep. So now, Angie, I want you to think about these as not up, but forward. So you're just drop into that front foot. And just do part of one. Just do the drop. Okay, see how your both feet are moving at the same time? Drop the front foot first, and then the back foot kind of follows. There. Good. Do it again. Yes. Yes. Nice. Now you can do them the way you were doing them. This one allows you to glide a little better. All right? So that's the only reason why I bring it up to you. And I know you've been having success with these, you know, as you know, both ways to do them. Go ahead.
This is just basically the drop step. Essentially.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The secret is almost everything ends up being a drop step or having a drop step in it somewhere.
Right.
It's a super duper fundamental move. And the more we dig into stuff, the more we go, oh, I didn't think this was a drop step. It turns out it totally is.
Almost everything ends up being that way. What we're really doing is just learning how to control our body. We're allowing our body to control our feet. Yeah, that is beautiful. Exactly. You notice how much easier it is to do that way too. So you got this little drop step forward, and then you have a drop step back. But it's so small, you have to have minute control of your body and your weight. So you're learning how to do this really almost to perfection. All right.
My ankle's doing something weird, so you get to
All right.
switch foot.
So I'm going to do switch foot for Saib as she's having weird ankle stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can pop it back.
So one in, one out, and switch. Keep them low. And back. Don't look down like I was.
I know, I do the same thing. And I remember right as I tell everyone not to do that.
Again, and if you look, Saib's head and back are almost perfect all the time. They're just gliding a straight line. Angie, those are awesome. Let's see them,
You
Margarita.
can also do the T-Rex arms. They really help.
Yeah. If you want to do the T-Rex arms, like Amanda, she said that they totally help
really
her.
hard. I get T-Rex
Yes,
arms.
exactly, Bess. You got it.
They really help me with my form.
Did not help T-Rex.
Did not help T-Rex. No, he had some.
65 million years. Too soon?
Yeah, maybe. Or he just didn't practice his drop step very well.
Yeah, you focus too much on the T-Rex arms. It's all about balance.
Yeah. Nice, Margarita. So what I want you to do on those margaritas, I want you to shift right now your balance is mostly on your back foot. I want you to shift it 50-50 so you feel it as much on your front foot when it lands as your back foot. All right? Let's see. I want to take a look. You're not too far off. We're just going to practice this. There you go. Put your foot in. There you go. Now 50-50, right? 50 feet, 50 across both feet. There, right there. Yes, that's better. You see, now you're actually putting weight on that front foot as it goes in. And that's the key you want to be able to do. Remember, those are exactly it, buddy. Very nice.
Remember, through all this, you're still primarily trying to keep your hips forward.
Yeah, because remember, we have to be able to make that switch foot because we may be throwing on it. In other words, we make that switch, we may actually have more than 90% on the front foot when we make that switch foot because we're throwing a blow at the same time.
So yeah,
So.
a little bit of turn, gonna happen, fine.
Yep.
We don't wanna, we're not doing the twist.
So if I'm 50-50 here, the idea is I may be going, so I'm 50-50 straight up and down. You can see me, I'm in between both feet. I may be doing this and throwing a shot, right? So now I'm almost a lot more on my front foot, but again, we practice 50-50 so we can get used to changing. If you want to change it up every once in a while, here I am 50-50, then I push more on the front, then I push more on the back. You can see how my body changes just to change that balance.
That if you jump way up to the front, you've already spent all of your twists.
Yeah.
This is all arm now.
Yeah, the trick is to get that motion.
And you're
Yeah. Making sure that foot is forward, like Slibe said, you turn it in, I'm fully twisted, I'm actually losing angle.
Yeah, it's like if I come here, this is all I have left to throw the shot with. It's not very good. If I'm just
Exactly, then she
you have
still
to
has
maintain the
body.
so you still have twist to give.
And that's why we really focus here on how your center is moving you, not your upper body. All right, let's do the next one.
Okay. Two forward, one back. You can do this one with a friend.
Oh, what a friend.
Yeah, don't do it inside the ladder, or you'll trip.
Jump forward, slow down back. I go back. Whatever works.
And switch your feet. The key on this one is really that long drop step. You really have to try to hold and lengthen it out. And at the end of that, you're almost trying to get a little push off your back foot.
Right, start with that push, add the push later to get that much more.
Nice, that's it, Bess, right there. Be careful how linear your feet get, though. I don't want you to get linear in those feet.
Wait, what do you mean you don't want them in here?
So this is what. So when I talk linear, this is what I see in the ladder for you. Is you're taking this jump step, and this foot is actually getting behind it. Like there's no.
Okay. Okay.
Try to keep it almost like still 4 inches, like a 2x4 in
Put
between.
a 2x4 on the ground and keep your feet on either side of it, kind of a thing.
Okay, thanks.
The reason why we don't want to get linear, and linear doesn't hurt. Linear actually helps your long range jumps. But if you get too linear and you get hit wrong, you have a lot less control of balance. So just having a little bit in here makes a big difference.
I'm going to
Also,
practice
totally
going up and down the line and making sure my feet stay on opposite sides of the line.
Exactly. That's a great idea. That's something you might want to do on your little card, on the cards that you're doing as well, as a tip. Because let me tell you, I was watching you flash your cards, and you made me look like an amateur out here. So we're mad.
Honestly, I did it because I was so intimidated by you inside. That's it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's been fun to watch like how people are making this all better.
No, actually, you and your cards is me kicking myself going, man, we should have thought of that way sooner. And also, at one point, we did think of it and we were trying to do it and we couldn't figure out how to draw the freaking foot diagram. So we kind of gave up.
And at some point, I think Slibe's going to reach out to you about recording a class.
Yeah, I would like to go remake all of the videos that I previously did teaching these drills and do it better now that we know how to teach them better, and include the foot diagrams, because as you have made evident, there's a lot of people that benefit from that.
And I think it'd be good to share it with everybody and show, this is you need to respect all trainers no matter who they are. If they do something well, learn it from them, right? So between like you and Slibe doing these and Elwith doing some other stuff, I think that really, everybody expects it. So I'd like to stay out of that, and I'd like you guys to push the video.
Together, we're better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have all the stuff. It's just a matter of actually recording it at some point. All right.
Next.
Last one. Turning step. We haven't melted your brain yet. Let's do it now. Stance. Start with the back foot. In the ladder pointing down. And flip. Back foot. Flip around. Back into stance. I'm ending in the same stance every time.
And again, watch her body. It's almost always 50-50 on her feet. So you don't want to get a position where I'm turning here and I'm leaning. You can see that she's so smooth because you're shifting that weight forward, then you're turning it to backwards. And then you're shifting it forward and turning it to backwards. So this is the key of smoothness. This smoothness translates to almost any move you do against somebody. Sometimes you need to do moves hard to surprise them, and sometimes you need to be smooth to trick them.
And this, you can turn it into hard if you want. You can go, ah! When the grass slides, you do that. But you can add some pop in here, or you can do la-di-da the whole time.
And then change speed.
And then,
all right, next one.
yeah, then go back and do it again with the front foot. So this time my front foot is reaching into the ladder, pointing down. Flip around.
Ah! I still bring my front foot back, which is this one I have a lot of trouble with.
Oh, yeah, by changing which foot you're starting with, you change
How much flow?
which step has to be the big step to get the weight turned. Really what kind of gets everybody, or at least gets a lot of people we've noticed, is I do this little step and then I have to do this way big step to leave room for this to just tiny slide back out.
Yeah, and that's what I do wrong.
It's not like a natural flow of feet the way you would if you were walking. Whereas the other one, it's I'm crossing, and then I'm crossing, and then I'm crossing, and it's a lot more like normal walking. So that's why the front foot kind of throws people off. Or you get going too much, and you can't stop.
And you see what I do. Yes. I'm going to try the other foot.
And yes, if you have time, swap your stance. Do it again. Haha. Your funny foot stance.
And again, if you notice, we're all talking about feet, but really, this is really all about body and control of your body in the flight.
Feet are just the mechanism by which we turn our body around. Sun, go away.
Yeah, when the sun's gone, it's nice here.
Come back in a couple hours.
All right, so we got a lot of feet in here. What we're gonna do next.
We got a note from Wolfram and Alessandra. The flip around is pretty much a mezzovolte.
Ah,
I'm sorry if I pronounced that totally wrong. Fiore mentions it first in his chapter
Oh,
on
awesome.
longsword. So,
yes.
good to know. That's another place we can go look to get more explanation. And if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the same voltas that Helgi teaches. He's got a whole series of videos teaching voltas. And they are in the training library if anyone wants to go find those.
Oh, cool.
I actually found it to be a very interesting and useful way to explain footwork and the movements that it was doing in those turns. So, highly recommend. And that is it for ladder drills.
So what we're gonna do next is, I think somebody wanted. We're gonna get a little bit of air. In other words,
Grab
we're
some
gonna
water.
get some water. We're gonna cool down, and then we're gonna do a round of. I'm really hoping the sun goes away. We're gonna do those 1.5 minute boxing drills, and we're gonna push ourselves a little bit.
Do
All
hope
right.
the sun goes away.
So the goal here in the future will be getting it to 2 to 3 minutes. So Saib and I think the longest we've made it was probably four rounds of 3 minutes. So
at one point, yeah. The goal was to get to a whole boxing match, and I did not make it that far.
so this is the idea of this one, and this is something I practice really hard, is controlling your breathing and energy. The goal in the next minute and a half is that your focus is going to be, I am applying pressure on somebody from a perfect range. But it's a jog. You're literally jogging. It's like jogging with somebody. You're jogging. Your heart rate's controlled. I can breathe because everything's in control. And then I pick up that speed so that my opponent's like, hey, I got to pick up my speed. But what I just did there is I'm controlling my opponent. So when they pick up their speed and they go a little while, I drop mine back down. So I rest my heart. I'm resting now. I'm catching more air. He's still going fast until he realizes, hey, I know what this guy's doing. He's trying to wear me out. I'm going to slow down. So he starts slowing down, and then I pick up the pace again. And what happens in that is your opponent actually never gets a chance to rest. So I'm going to go ahead to my, let me pop on the computer. Actually, I don't know how to pop on the computer video. So, but I'm going to leave it here. I'll get back up. So the idea is, here I am, we're going to be doing this. So we're going to be working some of that jab foot, some side to side, jab, back. And I'm just going to keep this movement going. Later on, you can do this with an opponent. And you notice sometimes I'm just gliding side to side, and I'm changing space. And then I add some jump in there to get a little energy. Then I add some energy, and then I bring it back down. And you notice I'm talking while I'm doing this. So this is my jog, right? Here's what's going on. The idea here is that you're constantly moving. I fought Valharic last week and a number of other people, and the idea was, and they're used to me moving like this, but even this time they're like, there was no time I could actually set up a shot. Because what's happening is your opponent is used to, here I am, I'm going to set up, and I'm going to throw. While he's setting up the throw, you're moving.
Even if
so he has to set up
very quickly,
right.
It still takes a momentary pause, and they just don't get it this way.
And with the other stuff that we've been learning of how to walk and throw, how to throw while we're moving. Now we took that setup way down. So that's what's happening in this style movement. This is that Eastern European style of constant tension and throwing on the move. The one key here is there are times when you're going to have to figure out how to set up to deliver more power because your opponent wants more power. So you're still going to do all of this. I don't care. I'm still going to touch him, make him think. He doesn't have to take blows. I don't care. I get not caught up in those blows at all. He can blow off every blow I have. I don't care. Because I know I can just, as I'm moving, bang, and then bang. I set up the next blow. I figured out where I can slow down, plant my feet, and throw. With all the other movement, I found that weakness. So I'm throwing it in a much safer space because I know what he's going to do or she's going to do. So I'm going to get some water.
Can you explain?
What's that?
Can you explain reducing the setup time more?
Yeah. So the idea of reducing setup time. Grab your little stick if you don't mind, and a pad. So don't run. You can. Saib's just going to walk and get the pad and her short stick. And I'm going to have her do it on me so you can see what that is. Everybody else, get some water. Hey there, lady. Hi, you. Good to see you again. Well, pretty soon you'll know everybody. All right. So you can just use the little one. Checking that knee out. Look at Rockballer.
Woo!
After knee surgery, look at him go.
Well, you can practice, so I guess that means we're all allowed to practice now.
Yeah, everybody else has to now.
Remember when we thought this was stupid?
When was that?
Still think it's stupid.
Hey, what if his knee surgery? What if his knee surgery makes him better?
I know, that's going to be the scary part.
I mean, it will, because now we won't be hurting. Like once the
Yeah, those
healing's all
look nice,
done.
buddy. A little twingy, so just don't overdo it.
Be nice to yourself. Alright, what am I doing?
All right, so real quick. This is the idea of setting up fast. So again, she's going to move a little bit. And you can see how she's just moving. And then as she's moving, she's throwing. So the idea is, let me go a little back here
Works
again.
better if I follow you.
So here I'm moving. See how she can throw without stopping. Now, the funny part is we had people do this video that are, dukes even. And this is what you see is
Just walk in a straight line.
she's just walking a straight line. And when they get ready to throw, they're like, stop, throw, stop, throw, stop, throw.
I
So
don't know they're doing it.
that stop
They
is
have
the
no
setup.
idea.
So sometimes you have to set up to get your feet more tied to the ground. But other times, you do not need to do that. You could be just dropping forward. This is the shot I kill everyone with. Just that long drop forward. Watch, she's just gonna lean. And all that power is because all of her energy is coming straight at me. There was no setup there. Right? The idea there was that was shot in motion. Most people, what happens is you're fighting them, you're going to just set up in between throws. And they have to set up, and we help them by holding still. But if I keep moving,
I can't actually stop. Can't
Right.
set up.
so now
there.
she can't.
So by
What's
setup,
that?
by setup, you mean both feet are rooted to the ground.
Right, because
I
most
stopped,
people,
I'm here. Now I'm ready to throw.
most people want to be in perfect throwing position. Well, perfect throwing position is actually knowing how your body works. So you can fall into throws. You can fall sideways into throws. You can do all of those types of things. Somebody asked, can somebody drop the name of the dealer that Sai mentioned, including in chat? Okay, yeah, we'll drop it in chat.
His name is Sir Helgi. I forget what kingdom he's in. I want to say Kaid, but I could be completely wrong. Everything being on the internet, I get my geography is completely shot. I don't actually know where anyone's located.
All right, so is everybody feel okay? Ready to try this ugliness?
Yeah!
I'm gonna get my phone.
The correct answer is an enthusiastic yes.
Oh, I'm gonna get my phone, but it's gonna have to come off.
Oh, yeah, your phone is the footwork camera. We don't need that right now. Set it next to the speaker, or the microphone rather, so that, and make sure the sound's on.
I mean,
We did this once or twice and forgot to turn the sound on, and we were like, why is the round never ending? Oh.
I'm having trouble seeing, so let me get in the shade for a
Yeah.
second.
It's too bright to see the phone.
You guys get all see me, my ugly face here. Or actually, yeah.
We can. We still have the video on.
I'm gonna leave this, and when we need it, I'll come back.
Okay.
And we're gonna go back. We're gonna go there. And I'm upside down. There we are. That makes it a little easier when I'm not upside down. And boxing it. There we go. We do not want a 3-minute and 30-second round. So let me set that before we go more. Now the good part is in between these rounds, I'm going to give you a minute and a half in between rounds. So you're going to get a minute and a half of movement and then a minute and a half of no movement. And I'm going to set the number of rounds we're going to do. Today we're going to do 2 rounds. All right. And so you guys can see how we do it with other people. Me and Saib will do it against each other. Yeah, I thought that was getting it.
I'm sorry, guys. I can turn off the AC. We're not in the house right now. Sorry, we are literally right next to the AC compressor from a house, and that's apparently the drone that you've all been hearing that I didn't know about. I apologize.
I would not do these. Yes, it's two hammers. So there's the step over, step over, step over, step over, and step out. All right, and then you got that one backwards. That's a shuffle. Now you can do that same one with a bigger slide if you want. And then do that backwards. And then the shuffle comes across the front of your foot.
There we go. That'll be off for now.
There you go. So stay on the ladder. There you go.
Better?
Coming out again. Yes.
Less drone?
That's why it's on across.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, that is so much better. Thank you. I just thought it was street traffic.
No, that's my AC. That's like 6 feet from the microphone.
Okay.
It didn't even occur to me because I can't hear what y'all hear. So, all right, AC is off. We got a whole bunch of people waiting, so we.
So I think we're gonna do this.
We can do it kind of back there.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Actually, we can do it right here on the side. We're gonna do it right on the side while Ron Waller's going through more drills. And Evan can show you some of those too. Although I'm not sure what they're doing over there. You're not really. We'll make room for you, Ron Waller.
They're doing the same thing we are. They're waiting on us.
Oh, okay. They're doing the same thing. Okay. So I turned my phone up, except it's not making noise. All right. So let's move.
One.
You can. Yep. Hang on. Give me.
What's that?
You're good.
Don't trip on the ladder.
So tired.
My legs, they're giving out.
A minute and a half goes a long time.
It is.
20 more seconds. If you have to stop, just walk around. 10 more seconds.
That's right. Forgot what that meant.
That's it. All right, we got a minute and a half. How'd that feel?
Started out too strong.
That's a little work, ain't it? So remember, what helps me a bit is to walk around and try to catch your breath. Standing still, a lot of times you don't really feel like your lungs can get the air in it. It also preps you, by walking around, it preps you in a fight when you actually when you need to catch your breath. Because I can just walk slowly and I can change.
One tip about catching your breath after exercise like that is to do what runners do, and just bring your arms up, put your hands above your head. You can rest the hands on the back of your head, or you can just have your hands pointing upwards, and that's going to give your lungs more space to fill more quickly.
That's correct. Remember, breathe down deep. Through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm going to hold this for 1 second. Because that little beating noise was, a minute and 30 was over. I'm going to give you guys about another 30 seconds. And we're going to do one more round of this. So now you're going to go ahead and figure out, did you start too fast? Did you start too slow? Did you put enough burst every once in a while in? Did you keep walking when you just had nothing more? Those are the things I want you to think about now. Because that fight is a minute and a half. No matter how tired you are. So think about some nice gliding motions. And then burst and then glide back again. Roll around your opponents. Get those U's going. Right? So why you breathe? This is really ends up being a way of understanding how to manage your breath. All right. You got 5 seconds and the bell will ring.
5 seconds. Ready.
All right.
Go.
Round 2. Final.
Nice. "17 seconds. The first bell is good. First dinging is going to be 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. All right. All right, everybody go get a drink. And then we're going to talk about this.
Oh, buddy. The doom. The destruction.
And then when you have a breath, I want you to tell me how you felt. That was rough.
Yeah. No joke.
I think this one's really good because it forces you to find your breath, because if you don't, you're going to die.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, we're going to talk about this in a little bit because there's a lot involved in this exercise. One of the big things involved in this exercise is, like Grimmer said, you have to find your pace. You got to find your breath. So sometimes you can see, second round, sometimes we really slowed down. We were still moving, but we really slowed down and then we burst out of it. Make sure our opponents didn't have time to rest. So there's that piece. But even a bigger piece in what we're doing here is watching how your opponent feels. You can tell when your opponent is out of breath. And then you can push them and control. I used to literally wait till my opponent took a deep, hard breath out, and then I jump on him because he has no breath in his lungs, and he has to suck bad air right back in. And that means he's getting less oxygen to his system, and he's slowly starving himself to death. And that's where you get people to start panicking. They will panic and then attack you super hard. But then it's okay, because you know that. And you just suck up. There's a lot of energy when somebody attacks you really hard. First thing that happens when somebody does that is you can see it, because their technique goes to hell, because they're forcing it. The idea there, though, is let them throw and block it. Because what's happening in some of those cases is you're literally wearing them down. There's a lot of energy that goes in throwing a blow. So we want them to go ahead and throw that blow. So go ahead. Sometimes when you know they're tired, get in the range ready to make the perfect block. If you see that they're relaxing and you can't pull them out of that relaxation, get into range and give them that pressure like you're going to throw, and make them throw back at you. But be in perfect defense. The good part is you're still moving. They don't have time to set up a combination. They don't have time to set up those things. If you think about that constant movement, when somebody sets up a combination, if you're there on the first blow and gone on the second, what good is a combination? So that's the idea, is that we're able to control all of that much better. So not only do you have to control yourself, but now you have real control on your opponent. Breath-wise, this is where you're actually starting to tear them down. How many people had a really hard time with a minute and a half of movement? I know I was burning out. Right? If you weren't,
You hide it so well.
if you're not, then you got to work harder. All right? Because the idea here is you want to burn out your opponent. How many people, this is your first time doing it, a minute and a half of movement, right? And it's difficult. How many other people do you think put in a minute and a half of movement? Probably next to no one, right? And our movement isn't, oh, I'm going to move right, I'm going to move left. Our movement is constant, kind of on that jog level of movement. That is difficult for people. So the other good part is, as I'm doing jab steps and rolling their edges, I'm seeing where they lose defense. I'm seeing where they're breathing. I can understand their tempo. I'm creating all of these things that we've been talking about in that fight right there. And now I know more about my opponent. Normally we go out there, we set up in front of our opponent, directly in front of them, because, well, that's the place we want to be. Well, the good part is that's the place they want to be too, because they're just as good there with their stuff. So we're setting up in this gun gallery, and then we're just seeing who can throw faster, who could fake better, right? And really, you're in their strong spot, they're in your strong spot, you don't know anything about them. That is not a great place. Now we're gambling. My big piece on that is, this game isn't a gamble. You want to know exactly how you're going to kill your opponent. We learned that by doing that. Right? Al-Anon says, there is no shot clock. There is no 30-second clock before you throw a blow. You know, I am super mean. You know how I break Rongvalder and win on some of Rongvalder's fights? Is I know he has asthma. And I push it until I know he can't breathe. And then I have some opportunity. If I walk right in front of Rongvalder and try to do something, he tears me up. So I have to break Rongvalder down until I know he's trying to catch a breath while trying to move, and I have better movement at that point. So, but that's part of the fight. You take advantages of the things you know how to take advantages of. So any time in that, he could take control, and he's worn me out before and controlled his asthma perfectly. So it really, the battle becomes who can control the other person. But that's where we are. That's our battle.
Control of the fight. Yeah.
So Wolfram says, cool, thanks. I've been
I was sharing the footwork.
Okay.
playlist
He's just sharing some footwork there.
The Helgi stuff.
The Helgi stuff.
I had messaged it,
Nope.
and I only sent it to Beth by accident.
Oh.
Because I didn't realize it was set to message her instead of everyone.
Okay.
So it's in the chat now.
So did everybody kind of get the idea of what that exercise, did you get a feel? I mean, that was something totally outside of what we talked about movement. We've done a lot of movement. Now we worked on changing up forward and back and that constant motion. I want to get a little feedback from everybody. Bess, how do you feel on that?
I like it. With the Battle of the Nations, we do 90, or they now do 90-second rounds. And I had no idea how long 90 seconds was. I knew how long 90 seconds was for us, but holy Hannah, it's a long time.
It is. It is. I'm telling you.
What I like is no matter what shape you're in, you push until you're tired. So it doesn't matter if you're like, I don't know, the world's best runner or something, you know, aerobic guy, go until you're tired. So I like that part of it. Push,
awesome.
Push.
Yep. Margarita, did you like that one? So this really got you to a place where you almost feel like you're fighting.
Yeah, I like it because it's a little bit like the interval trainings that I was trying to do sometimes in other sport group. So it helps you really to get faster also, and not so fast tired. So I like it.
Good. Well, make sure you go home and do it on a crake. Since he's not here, you'll be able to do it better than him.
Run around him in circles and then hit him right in the face.
Exactly. Angie.
I like that very much. I like the simulation of fighting in it. I am in fact thinking of recycling it tomorrow morning when I have some guys over for practice. So we might actually do that in armor.
Yep.
Question about it though, what's the ideal effort level that you should be putting in? Because Beth was talking about being tired at the end, and I got the impression from you earlier that you should be pretty wiped at the end. But so what I've been looking for here, because I was sort of working on moderating my effort as much as anything else.
So what you're going to find, and tomorrow, if you do this with everyone else, what you're going to find is you're going to push on people, and they're going to push back. So you won't be able to moderate your energy level quite as well, because when they push fast, you have to jump up as fast so you lose your moderation. So you're going to find that the idea is that you want to be at a level where you believe that you could wear your opponent down. Okay. So sometimes this is a little different than just jogging, and I'm going to tell you the kind of the trap you can get stuck in here is that it's almost like CrossFit. It's not really CrossFit. It's anaerobic. So the idea is at some points your tempo is going really high, and then you're changing your fast, and then you slow it back down, and then you glide, and then you're fast again, so that your opponent doesn't get used to that timing. And that's what's happening in this. When you have an opponent, that happens a lot more. So tomorrow you're going to, I'd like to hear how it goes tomorrow. If you do it, post it up on the board. The good part is you'll know how to control your energy. They may not. So the good part is you'll know how to roll around their sides a little better. You'll know how to jab foot a little better and the timing to jab foot, as you already know because you hit people with it now. So the good part here is you'll be able to control them. And what I really want to know is how you feel if you were able to control your opponent. When I do this with Sai, the idea is that control is like, sometimes the way we started is like, okay, you're the pusher. And that doesn't mean that you push all the time. You remember, the game of fighting is push-pull. In other words, sometimes you push, sometimes you pull in. You pull them to you like Muhammad Ali. And then you push again, right? So sometimes the way we started this with Sai was, okay, you're going to be the person attacking. And I'm going to be defending. And then
I didn't know how to push versus follow and how to regulate that, and being in a fight practice full of really top end people, I kind of never got used to being able to control or lead a fight. So we had to sort of create that opportunity artificially and say, congrats, you are in control now. And so I would do 100% of the leading and try and get around him or get an advantage, get past him, while he would just follow, and we'd switch and I would just follow and try to not get jumped on. And then we worked our way to, okay, we're grappling for control now, not physically grappling, but with the movement.
Yeah, and it's really good.
I have a guy. sorry, I have a guy in my practice who is sort of naturally very talented and pretty good. Otherwise, but he's not that great at applying pressure in fights. And if he learns to do that, then I'd be in trouble an awful lot more. So I'm gonna try to make him do this, and we'll see.
Yes, because then when he gets better, guess who else gets better?
Yeah. I'm not altruistic about this at all.
Exactly.
Like, I
So
guess the ideal energy level, when it boils down to it, is less than your opponent has to put forth.
and you know what? She just nailed it. She
As
really
long as
just
it's
nailed
less than them, you're winning.
Yeah.
Because they're getting more tired. And so if they're super duper athletic and can last a long time, that differential might be larger. You might have to push yourself harder in order to get them to be above you, kind of a thing, because they're just more better at dragging it out. But
this
so
is
it's
really
all relative, but ultimately it's the ideal energy level is less than your opponent is having to put out to do the same thing.
And that is a great way to put it. Saib nailed that one. So, and the good part is, you notice here, Saib, we didn't have to say who's going, who's not going. Saib knows. It took her a while, but now she can just fall into it's like, hey, there's the opening where I can take control. Oh,
but it took months.
Yeah, it was a long, hard
Lots
thing,
of
but
these
we built
rounds.
it. We built it with steps, right? So when you're teaching others, remember that sometimes they're just not going to be able to jump the ladder, right? They're not going to be able to jump a step or two. Sometimes you have to literally step back. And you have to make sure that they're willing to talk to you. Saib was very willing to talk to me and say, I can't do this, right? You got to teach me a different way.
And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And I got to the point that I was comfortable just literally saying those words. Like, I have no idea what's going on right now. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's roll it back a step. And we just broke it down until I did know what was going on and then built back up.
Right. Grimmer.
I think this really demonstrates how hard change of direction is in fights for that long. So that's like, I mean, that's ideally what we're trying to do. So just shows me how much more work I have to do that for a minute and a half.
Yep. So, I mean, for like me and Saib, we worked that up. I mean, to tell you the truth, we haven't done it for a little while. So a minute and a half was rough for us.
A lot.
Right? But we used to do 3 minutes. We went to 2 and then we went to 3 minute
we
drills.
started with 1 minute and then did 2 and then did 3 and then did multiples.
So that's something to remember as you're going through and practicing these. The other way to do this is if you have a partner, this is where the foam sticks come in place. You can literally just carry a piece of foam and pretend you're going to throw it. That helps with your distance and with your partner, and it kind of gives you a better idea on your time. Were you in the right place? Is your body in the right place to throw a shot?
Well, and it helps you get more realistic reactions from the other person, because just the act of having the stick there makes you go, oh, when I move.
All right. So Wolfram, Alexia. Is that Alessandria. Sorry.
It's small text. It's hard to read.
I'm an old man. I can't read small text.
Really bright out here.
Yeah, I know.
Sadly, Alessandra's not here. She's taking her seamstress bike home after she had a visit.
Oh, okay.
I just have to do like katas because I don't have another person. We did, though, we both do Taekwondo, so we're both kind of used to this. And we did have a good fencing session yesterday, so we are sort of used to that kind of thing. But sadly, as I say, tonight, I just have to do katas. So, I feel really bad.
Okay, I'm hoping that you kind of see how that works, and the idea here is you're here listening and learning and getting ideas. This is the same type of stuff that can be done in fencing without actually attacking someone, right? And you could pick up the speed in fencing where you're not setting up the thrust, where you're in constant movement and you're jabbing and pulling and you're trying to pull them the same way down, right? So
yeah, I mean, I used to do that with students pre-pandemic, but obviously it's been a little while since I've had the chance to do that in fencing as well. Yeah, exactly. We'll definitely be resuming that when we start again on Wednesday. actually.
Awesome.
So real quick, if everybody has a helmet nearby,
Let me go get my helmet.
can we do a helmet time picture?
Who's that for? For us?
Yeah. I mean, it's technically for the mid-realm, but it'd be super cool to show off our like international fight practice on Zoom. Hey, Louie, can you throw on a helmet and stand in front of the camera?
And we don't care if it's fencing or not.
So we can take a cool hashtag helmet time screenshot of everybody.
Louie.
Quick, quick, quick! Louie's got to run and grab his. It's in the garage. So once he gets back with that, I am gonna we'll go gallery view just for a second to get the screenshot.
And then we'll get the screenshot. We're gonna make it a little bit short today. That was a really hard, like at least that we got some of the physical stuff in and the movement really concentrated with ending with those rounds. We're gonna add some more rounds later. The big pieces, I had to go to work a little bit early today, so I'm gonna try to get out of here pretty quick after this. But we're gonna get a quick shot.
We'll kill the Facebook feed after this because he's got to run in like the formal part, I guess. But we can leave the Zoom up if you guys want to still work some stuff. I can drag Wrong Balder over. We can do stuff, whatever. Louis can help.
Yeah, and between Louis and Wrong Balder, they probably go through some sword shots.
Go stand in front of the other camera.
Who, him?
Someone.
I will.
Okay.
You do a screenshot?
Yeah.
Which trying
to get somebody on all of the cameras.
Right. You bring your helmet?
We got a black screen on Grimmer.
Grab your helmet. Go in front of the other camera.
Not everyone though. It's trying to not have too many people in one camera.
Just turn that camera, Louis, so it's pointing away from everyone. There we go. Getting there. Getting there. He's going to turn that camera so it's pointing away. There we are. Awesome.
All right. So, where's Grimmer?
We're going to go gallery view.
I don't know where Grimmer is.
Oh, we lost Grimmer. Where's Grimmer?
Like his camera's technically on, but it's all black.
Hold on. Let's see if he's coming back.
Give him a
we'll go ahead and take a shot right now, just in case.
I would say everybody smile, but we can't really see it in your helmets. But I
here
gotta
comes
find
Grimmer.
the snipping tool. Here it is.
Hold on, Grimmer's coming.
Yep. We'll wait just a second.
Ah, we lost him again.
All right, here we go. Hold on, I gotta redo it. Everybody look at the camera. Yeah. Oh, hold on. How do I make this little pop-up go away? I'm sorry, I keep having random stuff pop up on the screen and ruin the screenshot.
There you go. All right, let's see if Grimmer comes back real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna save that real quick. If we get a Grimmer, we'll do another one.
I think Grimmer's back. Hold on. Ah, there's a Grimmer.
Yeah, there's a Grimmer. All right.
One more time, and then we're done.
Everybody get prepped. Look at the camera. Look all awesome in your helmet. And here we go. We got a Calidor sneaking in.
That's all right. I can't see him. Does he have his own?
He's sneaking in the back. Okay. We're good. All right. We got it, guys.
All right. All right.
Once I find my mouse again, I gotta save
awesome.
This one.
We got it. You can take those helmets off.
All right. Pop your tops. Everybody wave goodbye to Facebook. And we'll turn that off as soon as I figure out where my mouse went. I can't find it. I hate when it does this.
All right. So.
All right. Wave goodbye to Facebook. Bye, Facebook. It's been real fun.